Mr. Seth, how are you?
I'm Robbie, yes.
Yeah, Faisal, I'll share a link just now on the group and with you. Yeah. Yeah. That link had to be closed.
Actually, so many people came all together, more than
Yeah, Faisal,
100.
just yeah, I'll send you.
I tried to get on, but it was it wouldn't let me. It said too many people.
With
Hi,
us,
Gafar.
Robbie, with us we have Mr. Khandelwal from the Sri Cement, and he's going to introduce you to the press. And
Just
later
1
on,
second. I'll just invite. Sir, just 1 second, Gafar. I'll just invite the media. 1 second.
Now, first you introduce Mr. Khandelwal.
Kandawal, how are you, Mr. Kandawal?
Yeah, good afternoon.
How are you? Okay?
Yeah, absolutely fine.
How
about you?
Yeah, I'm really good. Mr. Kandawal, this is Tony. This is my assistant here, Tony.
Hi, Mr. Kandawal.
Yeah, very good. How about you, sir?
We're very good.
We're all okay. We're all happy. We're all happy now.
Hi, Tony. Looking forward.
Hello.
Hi.
You good?
We are all excited here, and the entire fan club is so excited, and I just can't keep my phone down. It keeps calling. Yes.
Feedback?
Good feedback. Very good.
Good.
Hi, Gafar.
Devan,
How are you? Okay.
I'm fine, Gafar. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Good to see you.
Same here, Gafar. Same
We've
here.
We've had lots of messages from you, but obviously we now.
I had to remove the first link because the link went viral and all the fans came flooding in. So it was 100 people wanting to get in at one go. So it was crazy. Crazy. I'll just start the press conference, Gaffer, if you just give me some time. This should be smooth.
Devan, Arijit also will join. Let him in as well.
Sure, sir. I'll do that.
Are you calling press one by one or all together?
Yes, sir. I had to put the filter on and I have to call the press one by one.
Yes, that's better. Call one by one.
Yes, sir, I'm doing that. And the press have already started joining. Guys, a kind request, kindly keep your video and audio off. And I will ask your name and only then you turn on your audio to shoot your question. Thank you so much.
Yeah. After the introduction. Devan, I'll keep my camera off because if you take invite.
Sure, sir. I'm just finishing I'm just finishing
let
inviting
Mr.
media.
Khandelwal introduce Robbie to the press.
Sir,
and
just
then
1 second.
He can also put his camera off and he can watch.
Yes, sir.
बड़ा करना पड़ेगा ना चलो ओके चलो
Can he introduce the press? Khandelwal ji, आप introduce करके आप अपना कैमरा ऑफ कर लीजिएगा और you can listen and watch.
All right.
I will also do the same.
Yeah.
So just 1 second. So just please turn down your audio. Please mute audio. All media, please mute audio. Please mute audio and video. Please.
ये हैंडसेट
Thank you, sir.
हैंडसेट में जाना पड़ेगा ना हैंडसेट हेडसेट इसको निकाल दिया हैंडसेट
I am once again requesting my friends in the media to kindly switch off the video and audio. Thank you so much. Please switch off the video and audio. I will call out your name and only then turn on the audio. Thank you so much.
Yeah, my audio problem is sorted out. This is Sabyasachi. I'm calling. I'm from Extra Time. My audio problem is sorted out. Devaran.
Please switch off the audio. Thank you.
I want to stop.
We are just waiting for more media to join in because we had a last moment issue and we had to create a new link for the press conference, GAFA. So we are just waiting for all the media to join in. We have media joining in from across the country. So it's just taking a bit of time because of the last minute glitch regarding all the fans joining in. Thank you so much for your patience, GAFA.
How many have they joined, Devayan?
Sir, I'm so far we have 36. I'm waiting for more. I'm just giving the media some time to join in because send the link at the last moment.
We can start with the people, those who have already in, and let them join.
Sure, sir.
So that Mr. Khandelwal can introduce Mr. Fowler, and then you start interaction.
Before we start, I'm requesting all once again to kindly switch off your video and mute your audio.
श्रेनिक जी बाबू ज्वाइनिंग करना चाहते हैं तो उनको थोड़ा
facilitation, please switch off your video and audio.
बाबू को लिंक भेजना पड़ेगा ना फिर?
नहीं, वो मैंने भेज दिया है, वो शायद वो एडमिट करना पड़ेगा.
Devayan.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Bangad may join. Please allow him.
Sure, sir.
So, first you let. Have you got?
No, sir. I am yet to get.
Khandelwal ji, शायद बाबू का आया नहीं अभी.
अभी बात हुआ ही है तो हो सकता है अभी आएगा सर.
Devan, keep
Khandelwal ji, आप मुझे जरा बताओगे which name he will be joining? Which is the name with which he will be joining?
मिस्टर प्रशांत और विराज से भी ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. विराज.
Right, I am. Okay. I think I have taken him in.
Okay.
Just check whether he's in.
Yes, sir. He should be in.
Khandelwal ji, एक बार check कर लीजिए वहाँ मिल गया कि नहीं?
एक मिनट. ठीक है. हो गया सर. श्रेनिक जी हो गया है. बाबू ज्वाइन कर लिए.
Okay. Devan, Mr. Bangad has already joined in.
Hi, sir. So we are starting with the official press conference. Our head coach Robbie Fowler is with us, and we also have our first assistant coach Anthony Grant with us.
Hello.
Hi, sir. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi, Gaffa. Hi, Tony.
Hi, Gav. Okay.
Hi. Yeah. So before starting with the press conference, Mr. Bangur will like to give his opening address. Sir, over to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming and joining us. I'll just start the press conference by just saying how incredibly proud I am to obviously represent Shree Cement East Bengal Foundation. Obviously, we know it's a new club coming into the ISL, but it's a new club with a 100-year-old heart. And you know, I myself and the staff around me, including Tony, will give everything that we got to try and make this club as successful as possible. It's a real challenge. We know that because it's a new team and a little bit late in terms of preparation. But look, there will be no stone left unturned in our quest to try and bring the very best out to the football club. It's a challenge that we can't wait to get started with. We'll be over in India pretty soon to get going. And look, until then, we just can't wait. We're all incredibly excited to start this next chapter of what I'm sure will be a successful time.
Thank you so much for that, Gaffer. That's extremely reassuring. Thank you so much. Can we have Mr. Bangur say a few words?
No, I mean,
Sir?
So, hello everyone. This is SS Khandelwal from Shree Cement. On behalf of Shree Cement East Bengal Foundation, I'm glad to introduce Mr. Robbie Fowler as the head coach of our team, SC East Bengal. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for your opening address, sir. Can we start the press conference then?
Yes, please.
Dhiman Sarkar, Hindustan Times. Dhiman, are you there? Dhiman Sarkar.
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Gaffer, we have Dhiman Sarkar from the Hindustan Times joining us.
Okay.
Robbie, Tony, good afternoon from India.
Good afternoon.
And welcome to this new journey. I'll start with a question that can sound a little left field because we are looking into a situation where a tournament will start with possibly a 6-month stay in a bio bubble. Now that is something that has never been experienced by anyone so far in whatever competition has started, be it football, be it cricket, be it basketball, whatever. How do you think you and the team and the players will cope with what can be a very challenging situation mentally?
Yeah, look, I've no doubt that it will be a challenge. But look, for football in the world to sort of to get going again, I mean, certain situations and certain circumstances we need to adapt to. So we know what's in order. We know what we need to expect. But look, it's a case of us, myself, Tony, and the rest of the staff, just to create an environment where it's not. To create this environment where it's fun, where the players can enjoy. So look, it's not going to be all hands on all the time in terms of we're going to be down the players' throats all the time. We're going to be sensible in our approach. But look, what we fundamentally need to know is look, we're here to work. That's a case of look, whether we're in a bubble or not. The players need to know that we're here to do a job. We're here to do the very best we can be. And look, certainly from our point of view, we will have the players right. We will have the players ready. And we will do everything that we need to try and make the players as comfortable as possible.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your question, Mr. Dhiman Sarkar. Can we have Sanjay Udhikari from ETV Bharat? Mr. Sanjay Udhikari,
yes.
Are you there?
Yes, Divan, I'm here.
Yeah, you can ask your question to the Gaffer.
Hi, Ravi. Welcome. My question is, how much aware about East Bengal club and how much aware about the rivalry with ATK MB or ATK Mohun Bagan? Hello.
Okay, I think there is some connection issue. Coach, I think there's some connection issue. Gaffer, I'll translate the question for you. He's asking about the rivalry between East Bengal and Mohun Bagan.
Okay, yeah. Look, I think with football, I think rivalry is healthy, and I think it drives players on, it drives fans on, and it drives football clubs to achieve the very best. I think myself, Tony, we've been involved in various games throughout our careers and various derbies that have been incredibly huge. So we know what it means to certainly the football club. We know what it means to the fans, which are mega important. And look, I think it's healthy for the game. It really is. So yeah, it's a relatively new club, as I said, coming into the ISL. But we know about the history between East Bengal and obviously Mohun Bagan in the I League. So look, it's something that I think the club should be using and try and use to our advantage. Let's get the game going. Let's get everyone really infused and in trying to enjoy the games as possible. And look, as for the fans, we know how important football is, but we also know how important the games against rivals are. Because it's something that we've become accustomed to.
Thank you so much, Gaffer. Next, Shushmita Gangopadhyay from Uttar Bango Sangbad. Can we have your question? Shushmita Gangopadhyay from Uttar Bango Sangbad. Can we have your question if you're there? I think she's not there. We'll move on to Debashish Sen from Extra Time.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll move on to Debashish Sen from Extra Time. Are you there? Okay, we'll move on to Amitabh Das Sharma from The Hindu. Amitabh Das Sharma, are you there? Yes. All right. We'll move on to Munal Chattopadhyay from Ajkal newspaper. Munal, are you there?
Deb, can I ask you something? Have you got all the questions in front of you? So why don't you ask the questions if you?
I think I'll do that. I think because the question Debashish Sen has is, have you been following the ISL and what are your thoughts about the league?
Yeah, look, of course I've been following the ISL, and myself, Tony, and we are football people, and we follow football all around the world, and in all different continents, and the ISL is a relatively new league as we know, and I think it's got better every single season. So hopefully now with the addition of us, we can make the team a little bit, not only the team but the competition a little bit more successful. So I mean, that is our aim. We want to be as successful as we can. And look, obviously knowing the league and knowing the players is massively important.
Thank you so much, Coach. The next question is, how difficult is it to build a team in such a short notice?
Yes, I think with football, I think it's always hard when anyone will tell you about building teams. I think we've had a history where we've built a team who struggled and made them successful over in Australia. So we know we can do it. And I've no doubt we'll do it again. Look, it is a challenge, but it's a challenge that we're accepting. It's a challenge that we want to do very well. And I said before, it's about us doing all the preparation right, getting the right methods and ethics into the players, and we'll be doing that. So yes, it is a challenge, but it's a challenge that we can't wait to get started with.
Right. Question from Shubhajit Mojumdar from Anandabazar Patrika. What would be your coaching philosophy? Or a plan
my coaching philosophy in the team around me is, look, we want to be competitive. We want to play the right way. We want to get good results. Fundamentally, football is all about getting the right results. And what I will say, I think we will create a team who will work very well. We'll work very well with each other. We'll work hard with each other. And everything about us as a coaching group, we'll want to play the right way. We want to be a possession-based team. I think if you were sort of to delve into, our experience in Australia, we took a team who were second bottom and made them competitive. We had them playing the right way. In terms of stats, I think we were by far better than most other teams in the A-League last season. So we improved our team, drastically, and that is our aim again: is to be competitive, play the right way, and be as successful as we can.
Right. The next question is from goal.com. What would you view as success this season, considering that East Bengal are late entrants in the Indian Super League, and so?
Yeah, look, to be successful now, we know, we've said before how difficult it is. Most of the ISL teams have started the preparation. Obviously, we're a little bit later in terms of getting the ownership switched over and getting our contracts signed. But look, we know that it's there for us. We will be as good as we can. We will have the team working very hard, and we will demand that the team work hard. So look, we do know it's going to be hard. We know it's going to be difficult. So I mean, success for me is, look, let's be competitive. Let's go and match teams. Let's go and get the right results. And look, it's no different from now. If we were a team who were brand new, or a team who were prepared and ready, you've still got to go out there and fundamentally do all the right stuff. And that's what we're going to be planning to do. So yeah, we want to be competitive. We want to make games as hard as we can for our opponents. We want to play the right way. And look, come the end of the season, we'll all sit down again and we'll find out sort of how good and how successful our season has been.
Right. The next question is from the Indian Express. How would you describe your post-playing coaching career? You have been in Thailand and Australia. How was it there, and what do you expect in India?
Yeah, I think it'll be very similar. I think certainly the local players are, technically very, very good. And it's up to us to try and bring out a little bit more in terms of what they can and can't do on the pitch. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the challenge. I've mentioned before about our coaching philosophies is playing the right way and and trying to get results by being a possession-based team. I think we're going to do that. We are. That's one of the things that we're going to aim for on the training pitch. But look, this is a new challenge for us, and until we get over there and we start mixing with the players, and there's obviously very good players within that squad, but our job is to try and make those very good players a little bit better, and we'll be doing that. And that's the same all over the world. Regardless of whether you're in the Premier League, whether in the A-League, whether in the Thai League or now the ISL, our job is to try and make better players, and we have every confidence in what we can do to try and bring out the very best in them.
Right. A question from PTI. Who has been your sounding board in Indian football fraternity as far as getting inputs about the recruitment of Indian players?
Well, obviously we have a new coach on board as well, Renedy Singh. I'm lucky you all know him, and his stature in Indian football is absolutely brilliant. We know as a coach how good he is. As a player he was successful, and certainly as a coach he's been a success so far as well. So he knows most about the local players. And look, we've been hands-on. We've been speaking about players who are right for us and players who aren't right for us. So so Renedy Singh has been instrumental in that team.
Right. I'm once again requesting my friends in the media to kindly mute your audio and video. There's a lot of noise that's coming in from your side. Kindly mute audio and video. Thank you. The next question is from ESPN. Robbie, the question is, why SC East Bengal? And why this year, especially in the middle of a pandemic?
Sorry, Deb, I missed that question. What was that?
Yeah, guys, can you please mute your audio and video? We are really struggling to communicate. Please mute audio and video. Robbie, can you hear me?
I can hear you, pal. Go.
Robbie, the question from ESPN was why SC East Bengal and why this year, especially in the middle of a pandemic?
Well, why not? I mean, my question is why not? I think, look, we know how difficult the world has been so far, and football, still needs to get played. Football is, people might not think it's, a massive priority, but look, we're football people, and we know how much joy that brings to people. So, I think we're part now of a team and a club who are trying to make people that little bit happier. We want to. We know, at the time it's tough. And look, the ISL, as a new team in Sri Cement East Bengal Foundation, and look, we're going to be, as successful as we can. We're going to be, enjoyment for people who want to enjoy the football. And look, for me, it was a good fit. It's a new league with essentially a new team, but with that 100-year-old heart. And look, we can't wait. So, my answer to that is, well, why not now?
Right. And if I could ask the same question to Tony.
Well, very, very similar to what the gaffer just said. Football's such a universal language. We all love the game, which is why you have so many people here asking questions. And we will bring a lot of joy to the locals. We'll bring a lot of hope to the young boys, the young girls who all love football. And we will work very hard and be very successful. And again, what the gaffer says, why not? Why not? Football goes on. Life goes on. We have to get to the other side, and football might help some people do that.
Right. One question from the Telegraph. You have a fairly big support staff. So if you could say something about Renedy being the Indian assistant coach, and how important a role will he play in the entire setup?
Yeah, look, about all of the staff, and I think it's primarily important. So I think when you are building a good team, I think you need to have a great team around a team. So, I think certainly with myself and having Tony on board, Tony has been a tremendous player. He's also been a tremendous coach, at various clubs within the Premier League, and obviously within the UK football system. Obviously Terry McPhillips, who obviously is on board with us as well. His history. He's been academy football, bringing lots of young kids through. Into the football system again, who's also managed in the top level of English football. So look, Bobby Mims, who's had a great football career, who's also coached in various clubs within the UK. So I think what we've got together now is we've got a great team who are highly experienced in whatever role we see fit, and that is the plan. You mentioned Renedy. We know how good Renedy is. We know how good as a player he's been. And we know how good of a coach he is. So for me to have a great team around me, and it makes for a club to try and be a success as quick as possible. So that is the reason behind obviously the great staff that we have.
Right, Robbie. One question we have from the Bridge. And the question is in 2012, Robbie, you were supposed to come to Kolkata to cap off your playing career. But that obviously fell through. Now that you're taking charge of SC East Bengal, who are the giants of Kolkata and Indian football, how much do you think Indian football has changed since 2012? And just how massive has this change been so as to convince you to take the job?
Well, look, you've just mentioned yourself. So when the ISL was talking about starting up and and maybe sort of coming together and having all these good players in, for whatever reason, I don't know, that the first year that was planned was cancelled. Obviously, hence why I wasn't there. But I know there was a little bit of talk. I wasn't sure what club I was going to go to, but obviously it fell through. And obviously, once you maybe get linked with something, you do pay attention to it, and you do keep your eyes open for what the league will pan out and develop as. And look, I've got nothing but admiration for it. I think certainly in the first few years when the crowds were up and the passionate fan base all around the ISL was great, and it was good to watch. Football is the same all over the world. When you have a passionate fan base, and when they get right behind the teams and they make that spectacle that little bit more enjoyment. We all love that. And I think that has been the case with the ISL over the years. We have seen lots of good players come in, lots of good players enjoy the football, and lots of good players enjoy the environment. And look, we want to do that. We want to enjoy the environment. We want to play the right way. We want to create an environment where the players really enjoy going into training. Players enjoy going into the stadiums and putting in performances that get the right results. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait a year before we can see the fans in the ground. But look, I know how passionate the Sri Cement East Bengal fans are, and I know how much football means to them. So look, I can't wait to actually get over to Kolkata and and mix with the fans and just show them sort of what a good team, the great team that we've created. Because football, as you know, is massive. But it becomes a little bit bigger when you've got fans right around us, and that is our aim. So, look, we know we're in a bubble at the minute, and we know that is obviously what needs to be done at the minute. But eventually, as Tony was saying before, there's obviously that little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, and we're waiting, and it'll be pretty soon, I hope, where all the fans can get back in and they can start supporting the team that they love. And they can start getting right behind us, because we know how huge the fans are, and that's what we want to do.
Right. I'm opening the floor again if you guys have any more questions. I think we are also getting a few questions for Tony. To Tony, if you could say something about why SC East Bengal and why you chose to come to India and your plans with the club.
Well, why East Bengal is because it's such a huge opportunity. As I said before, football is a universal language. There's no right country, no wrong country to play football. Opportunities arise. This was an opportunity. When it comes to football, the sole objective is to improve people, make them better on the field, off the field, make them work really hard, make them enjoy football. And that's what we try and do. We will leave a legacy eventually for every youngster in Calcutta to want to really play for the shirt and make this club a really big and proud club again.
Right. Thank you so much, Tony. We have a question from Amitabh Dasharma from The Hindu. If you could kindly unmute your mic and ask the question. All right.
Can you hear me, please? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
you. Yeah. Robbie, good evening.
How are you?
Yeah. Tell us something about your squad and how does it go for a team making its maiden appearance in the tournament?
When you say tell us about the squad, what are you after?
Some of your key players.
Well, look, I think, as you know, we over the next coming days and maybe the next week or so, I think you'll find out a lot more. Obviously, once East Bengal was interested in myself and and Tony and the rest of our staff to come over, look, we've been nothing but working very hard to bring out good players, and not only good players but great players. And look, as far as I'm concerned, we have got a team full of marquee players. I know the marquee term is bandied about in India, and that term is maybe bandied about as the best players. But look, our ethos and our aim is to try and bring out the best in everyone. So, we're going to have a team of marquee players. We're going to have a team who will work all the same. No one will be getting any treated differently than anyone else, regardless of whatever stature there is. We know that the local players will come in and they'll maybe find it hard because it's not something that they've been used to in terms of the preparation and what we want to deliver. But look, we'll all work together, and we all want what it brings, and that is good results. And whether that's the Indian football players or the foreign players you're going to bring in. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and tell you names just yet, but I think there's a good case for everyone to be a little bit excited because some of the names that we have got on board I think you will be impressed.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We can take only one final question, maybe from AFP. Faisal, are you there? Faisal, if you could kindly unmute your microphone and ask your question.
Yes, hi, I'm there. Can you listen to me, Robbie?
Faisal, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, Robbie once called the sleeping giant of the football world by Sepp Blatter. How do you rate Indian football? And was it the rise of Indian football that prompted you to move here?
Well, yeah. I mean, I mentioned before how obviously good and how successful the ISL has been for the 7 years that it's been going. And look, it is a new challenge for us. It's a new challenge that we can't wait to get going with. I mean, you just mentioned sort of the sleeping giant of of Indian football in certainly East Bengal. We know how passionate the fans are, and look, anyone who's about to be involved in football, I think one of the first things you do is you look at the fan base. You look how big and how successful the club is. And look, we've done lots of work on the club. We know what it's about. We know how passionate the fan base is, and we know how much the actual red and gold shirts mean to lots of fans in in Kolkata and East Bengal. So look, it's a challenge that we can't wait to get going with. It really is. It's something that it's exciting times for not only us, but for the fans as well, who we know how much the club means.
Thank you very
much. Sabyasachi, can you please mute your microphone and if you have a question, please go ahead. This will be the final question, guys. Thank you so much.
Hi, coach. This is Sabyasachi. I'm from Extra Time. Very good evening. My question is that it was a very short time for you and your squad also. So how you cope up with the Indian players, as you all know that you don't know their playing style, all those things. So how you cope up with the Indian players, and are you satisfied with the Indian squad?
More than satisfied, yeah, of course. I think we know, as I've said before, we are a little bit later in terms of preparation. But what that means is we need to work that a little bit harder on the training ground. This is why we have the staff we have. This is why we are prepared to to put in the hard work, put in the hard work that needs to be done. Look, we said before about creating an environment, and when you create a good environment, people enjoy it. People want to work that little bit more. People want to work a little bit harder. So, look, regardless of whether you are an Indian football player within this squad or a foreign player, I think what I can tell to yourselves and all the fans that we will do everything that we can be to be successful. And that means working hard on the training pitch. Again, yeah, we know it's a little bit later than everyone else. That means we have to work that a little bit harder, and we will be doing that.
Thank you. Thank you.